Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, even if we live in the most difficult times right now. I wanted to talk to you about emotional trauma, childhood trauma, because for so many of us, the trauma that we have in our bodies and the trauma that we go back to often is in childhood. So it's very important to heal childhood trauma. People think that, it was thought, for example, that children don't remember, even that babies in the womb certainly don't remember. But we know from all the studies and the work in this area that indeed they do, and we do. And what happens is that when we're young and we experience painful situations and or traumas, we store them. We store them somewhere in our psyches and also in our bodies. Why do we do this? Well, we do it because that's a survival mechanism. To freeze up and to store and to forget is a survival mechanism so that we can continue. And we know in psychological terms that, what we can't digest, if you like, is stored because to sort of try and deal with it, particularly when we're children, is just too difficult. So what is the best way to heal childhood trauma? Well, number one, you need to allow it to come up. You will get triggered. What generally happens is we get triggered in our relationship, often through others. We might be in a situation or a relationship and the other partner triggers us. There could be a life event like a divorce or something, or a splitting up or something, and we can get triggered again. And we know somewhere deep inside that our reaction is holding more than just that particular experience. It can be amplified because we're going back in time to all the other experiences. Let's say it's abandonment. We feel abandonment and betrayed. That could go back to all the other experiences, sometimes even into past lives of feeling abandoned or betrayed. So what's the first thing to do? The first thing to do is accept it. Just accept it. And what I find helpful is you write it out. You just journal. You're writing to yourself. It doesn't matter. But you acknowledge it. You write it out. You give form to it, or you might want to do a drawing. Anything that gives form to what you're actually feeling is one of the ways in which you can heal. It's one of the stages of healing. The next thing then is to allow yourself to feel. So allow the emotions to come up connected with that trauma. Because we tend to want to push these things away and then they get stored even more. And sort of like if you're storing away your heart pain in your heart, indeed, over time, your heart is overburdened. And you can cause to all sorts of even physical health difficulties. So it's very important to express it. So allow yourself to feel it. And years ago, when I was working in London as a prenatal therapist, I remember saying this, that it doesn't actually matter. We were talking about women in childbirth who experience trauma. It doesn't matter what the experience was. We have to be able to feel it in order to heal it. So what you don't feel, you can't actually heal. So allow yourself to feel it, then accept it, as we said, then move through it. Allow the feelings to come up. And what could that mean? Well, it could mean, if you're having a busy life or working or bringing up children, etc., even putting a little bit of boundaries surrounding it and saying, okay, for a half an hour today, I'm going to indulge in this and I'm going to bring it forth and I'm going to cry if that's what the feeling is, or I'm going to go for a long walk. And gradually over time, your trauma itself will begin to talk to you and speak to you and ask to be healed, if you like. The next thing you can do as well is to do meditation. Meditate. As you're meditating, bring in the light energy that I was talking about in a previous video. The violet flame is very good for cleansing our traumas. And our childhood traumas Generally, from the point of view of chakras, etc. Now, the trauma can be anywhere, but generally, we're talking about root and sacral, root and sacral, and then up to the solar plexus a little bit later. But so these areas will need to be cleansed and released. So remember that every cell in your body has consciousness and also has light, has its own consciousness, divine light. So we have within us the inner healer. You have to remember that so you don't get, disillusioned or, feeling that you can't heal. Because nature itself, your nature, and connecting with nature, as I wrote in The Soul and the Sea, is a very good way to initiate healing. Walks by the beach, climbing mountains, whatever parts of nature that you feel the most connected to. Allow that into your life and give time to it. And in time, the healing will come. And you will know because you will feel it. Now, I will make more videos on healing trauma, different aspects of trauma. But one of the things about childhood traumas that I wanted to highlight is that usually childhood trauma is the most deeply buried. And it can often be, particularly if it's at the pre-verbal stage or in the womb, it's not accessible to the head and to language. So that's why it's important to just feel and go with it with your body, move your body if necessary. Because that's where, and the sacral and the root chakras. So if you like this video, please do press the like button and the subscribe button. And I hope that you'll be with me again soon. And also comments if you would like healing on certain areas. I'm always delighted to hear from you. Namaste.